Because that scripture is in my head.
That's where it's from. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Genesis.
Well, in the beginning,
I was scared. But now, I'm not.
In the beginning
was a girl that was ready to fight. I'm ready.
I found out I had MS because I was having numbness in my legs. And so I was working this really stressful job at a Hollywood talent agency, and it's just super stressful. So I was having sleepless nights. I felt like my hair was kind of shedding a little bit. I was just really restless, and then my legs started going numb. I would be at work. I would go downstairs to lunch. I remember my desk was on the 3rd floor, so I would just take the stairs. But my legs just go numb as I'm walking down the stairs, and I thought it was weird. Like, I felt like it was falling asleep.
I was taking care of my mother. My mother was having, she had just had a huge surgery. My mother's been on dialysis for 25 years, so she was having a surgery on one of her shunts. And at the time, I moved in with her from San Fernando Valley, and I took leave from work. And so I was down here with her, and we were going to pick up my sister from Hollywood. And all of a sudden, driving up the 101, my left eye just went completely dark. I couldn't see anything.
When I was first diagnosed, there was a few things that was kind of leading us down that path. I kept having all of these infections, like repeated bladder infection after bladder infection, and just couldn't quite figure it out. There was clearly some type of disconnect going on. And I kept going to the doctors, and they kept giving me antibiotics, but after a while it was just like, okay, this is not working, something's happening.
2004, actually, I was working, and I started feeling like the tomato commercial where it feels like you're off balance and you're going crooked, and it's like you need a V8. So I went to the doctor, and they did all these tests, and they were like, we don't see anything. They did something with my brain, they did my hearing, vision, everything. And so finally they did an MRI, and the doctor's like, I still don't see anything. And it's like, all right. And so I tell him my dad was diagnosed with MS, and he's like, that's what it is.
So I went to the doctor. They gave me an MRI on my legs and on my spine because my legs were numb. They didn't see anything, so they just automatically assumed that since I worked this stressful job, that it was like I was depressed, and they prescribed me antidepressants. And I just knew that mentally I was not there. I just knew something was wrong though. So I take the antidepressants for like a week or whatever, and then I have this really bad migraine that I never get headaches or migraines, but I just had this really bad migraine that lasted for so long. The next morning when I woke up, the right side of my face was numb from my scalp to my chin. So my hairline, in my hair, my scalp, when I brushed my teeth, only this side was numb. It was just mad weird. So I tell my doctor again, it's numbness. And I just remember this consistency, numb leg, numb face. So this is the same thing. So I go to my doctor, they make me take another MRI that same day on my brain this time. And they got the results back that same day. They call me like, you need to come back. When I get there, they tell me that I have like 9 lesions on my brain, and the consistency with the numbing, the migraines, and the lesions on my brain are all consistent with multiple sclerosis.
And I turned to my mom, and I was like, Mom, I can't see my eye. I can't. She's like, what do you mean? Is something under your contact, or, you know? I'm like, no. It's dark, it's black, it's brown, it's looking bluish, grayish. I can't see anything, and it's beyond blurry. And so we pulled over, and she got on the driver's side, and she started driving. And from there, we started the search. I started going to every doctor. I went to ophthalmologists, and then I finally went over to Cedars-Sinai and was able to get a workup. And after 7 days and being blind in the left eye, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
I started going numb from my chest down, and so that led to me going to emergency. I didn't think they could do anything, but they referred me to a neurologist and did an MRI for several hours, and he said it's consistent with MS. I never thought about the fact like that could happen, you know, to me.
My graduation day, my fingertips just went numb, and I couldn't feel them at all. At first they thought, oh, you have a pinched nerve, and you know, I had to go through those steps of really just trying to get a solution. I knew that something was wrong because I was tingling and having these sensations, but I think because of how I look, naturally they're not going to just jump to something like MS. After a while, we finally got kind of like a referral for me to go to a neurologist. And the neurologist, he listened to what we were saying, you know, I'm tingling, and I kept telling my mom, like, you know, I feel like something is shorting out. And my mom said, oh my God, like, that's the same thing that my best friend, you know, told me. And her best friend had passed away a few years prior to that moment from complications of MS. Like the moment that I knew I had it and I could actually put a word to this tingling, that feeling that I'm experiencing, for whatever reason, my MS was awake now.
This is the genesis.
This is the genesis.